Napoleon Hill, in his lecture, The Laws of Success, mentioned that at birth, everyone brings with them an equivalent of two sealed envelopes. The first envelope is labeled the riches you may enjoy if you take possession of your own mind and direct it to ends of your own choice. The second envelope is labeled the penalties you must pay if you fail to take possession of your own mind and direct it. The first envelope has a list of blessings that you'll enjoy when you take possession of your mind. For example, sound health, a positive mental attitude, a labor of love of your own choice, material riches of your own choice and quantities, and freedom from fear and worry. The second envelope has a list of penalties that you must pay if you neglect to take possession of your mind. For example, ill health, poverty, fear and worry, doubt and indecision, discouragement and frustration throughout life, and a whole flock of evils consisting of greed, envy, jealousy, want, and superstition. You see, the mind is a very powerful thing that has the potential to create a very beautiful world for you or a very ugly world for you. It all depends on how you use it. So in this video, I'll be talking about 5 simple tricks that you can use to hack your mind to create a successful life for yourself. If this is something that you're interested in, please stay tuned and let's delve right in. Welcome back. As mentioned earlier, in this video, I'm going to talk about 5 simple tricks that you can use to hack your mind for success. Trick number 1 is harness the power of now. Dr. Daniel Gilbert, in his book Stumbling on Happiness, I'm going to put it up here. Actually, I recently made a review on this book. I'm going to link the video up here. You can go check it out. Dr. Daniel Gilbert, in his book, says that he talks about the brain's reality first policy. This is when the brain is focused on what you think and feel in the present moment, and it can't imagine anything different from the state that you're currently in. This is because the brain uses the visual and auditory cortices that you use to see and hear what is happening in your reality for imagination as well. And since the perception of reality is its first and foremost duty, it will always turn down any request for imagining any different situation than the situation that you're currently immersed in. Have you noticed that depressed people cannot imagine ever liking a future vacation, a future romance, or even a night out on the town? They can't imagine it because they're so immersed in that depressive state that they're in. So their so their brains cannot imagine anything different than that depressive state that they're in. So how do you use this information to trick your mind and hack it for success? Well, here's how you do it. For example, say if you're in a depressive state. If you have been in a depressive state before, you know it is very hard to imagine anything different from that state. So what you do, try your very best to get out of that state and focus on something else. You can decide to take a walk, visit a family member or a friend that has a positive attitude towards life that will help you see the situation from a different perspective. Read your favorite book. You can listen to the music that uplifts your soul, because what will happen is that you will take your focus off that depressive state, and then you allow your mind to start imagining and envisioning a different emotional state, because it will always fail to go past that depressive state if you're immersed in that depressive state. So try your hardest to focus on other things or to try out other things, because what will happen is that your vibration will be raised, and then your mind can start creating different images. When it comes to manifestation, I've found that speaking in terms of now is a more potent way to manifest, no matter how absurd and delusional it sounds. So because the brain does not understand future states, instead of using futuristic terms like I am going to, I will, when you're saying your affirmations and speaking your mantras, speak in terms of now, like say I'm at peace, I am okay. I have everything that I need in this moment. I am lovable. I am whole. Trick number 2, focus only on what you want. See, when your mind is taken up by all these fears and anxieties and you're so worried about what might go wrong, what you don't know is that you're creating more of what you're scared and anxious about. Because the brain does not understand I do not want. Okay? For example, say you say, I hate cake. I don't want cake. I should stop craving cake. What your mind hears is cake. And guess what is going to happen? You're going to want more of cake. Esther and Jerry Hicks, in their book Ask and It's Given, I'm going to put it here, they say that the universe does not understand no. So what happens is that whatever you concentrate your mind on, whatever you are paying attention to, you are including more of that into your experience. And that is why we always get more of what we want and more of what we don't want, because our mind is usually always on the opposite ends of that spectrum. Either you're so focused on what you don't want, or you're so focused on what you want. So if you know this information now, you can use it to hack your mind, but only focusing on that you want. Only pay attention and put your time and effort on what you want. Because the more you think about what you don't want, or when you're thinking about what you don't want, what you do not know is that you're including that into your reality. So focus only on what you want. Trick number 3, use descriptive words and vivid pictures to impress your mind. Our minds love drama. They are very melodramatic. And if you struggle with negative thoughts, one way to counter those negative thoughts is to use very descriptive, positive, dramatic words. For example, here's how I do this. When I get anxieties about money, here's how I like to talk to myself. I tell myself, Cynthia, if God can provide for the birds in the sky, how about you, His most precious creation? Your supply will always precede you. There is no need to fear and no need to worry. I am abundant. Money is just an energy that I attract to myself in ever-increasing avalanches. I am positively overwhelmed by abundance. I have everything that I want, and I can afford anything that I need and want. And I always have enough to spare. So that is how I talk to myself when I get any anxieties about money. And usually what happens is that I will start to raise my vibration. And once that happens, the negative thoughts, they start to dissipate. Our minds are very melodramatic and sometimes borderline schizophrenic. So when that negative incessant chatter starts coming up in your mind, just beat it at its own game by using very descriptive, very positive, very dramatic words to silence that voice. And when it comes to visualization, these are, of course, are ways to manifest, right? So everything is linked to creating a successful life, okay? So when it comes to visualization, paint a very vivid picture. For example, if you're visualizing your dream house, picture yourself going through the doors and place your items on the table in the foyer. Make your way to the living room. Feel the texture of the carpet underneath your feet. Walk to the kitchen. See all the appliances. Touch everything, that you imagine being in your dream kitchen. Pour yourself a drink and walk towards the garden and look at the landscape while you hear the voices of the people in the other rooms. Paint a picture that is so clear and that is so vivid that dream house becomes so familiar to you every single time you do that visualization exercise. And you can do this for anything. Your dream business, your dream career, your dream relationship, anything. Just paint very vivid pictures for your mind. Make your future so familiar to you even before it's manifested into reality. Here are 2 fundamental truths that I always want you to remember. First, you are a spiritual being that is having a physical human experience. And second, the universe is mental. Everything begins with the mind. Okay? So that means that, and God said that everything is finished, which means that everything that you desire, everything that you want, is already in existence in the 4D, the spiritual world. What you need to do is collapse it into your reality, the 3D reality. And you can do this by that visualization I'm talking about. Paint a picture that is so clear, a picture that will create a disturbance in that spiritual world and collapse that reality into your 3D reality. This actually reminds me of a quote from Napoleon Hill that I love. Whatever the mind can conceive and believe, the mind can achieve. The reason why it's important to create very vivid images and pictures for your mind is that it creates a state of cognitive dissonance. This is when the mental pictures that you are constantly having in your mind do not align with your reality, and the mind hates this mismatch because it likes to be in a state of congruence. The more you continue to visualize that state that you desire, the dream house, the dream career, the dream business, the dream relationship, your mind will work extra hard to ensure that there's a congruence between that mental image and your reality. And before you know it, you'll start to experience synchronicities. Opportunities will start showing up in your reality that will help you achieve that desired state or that dream. And the right people will come along in your path that will help you achieve that dream. And you won't even know how all that is happening. See, your duty is to be very clear on the what and the why and leave the how to the universe. Trust me. Trick number 4 is use repetition to impress your subconscious mind. Dr. Bruce Lipton says that our subconscious minds are programmed from the last trimester in our mother's bellies up until we are 7 years of age. And the subconscious minds are programmed by what we see and experience in our families and different societies like schools. And you'll agree with me that not all these programs that we pick up actually support us in creating a successful and fulfilling lives for ourselves. And yet they run 95% of our lives. For example, you might have been programmed with the belief that money is hard to make and you have to work extremely hard for it. This might have led you to take on jobs that you don't really like and do not spark your soul, and you just feel like you're not your all in that job because, well, you grew up with a belief that a job is a job and you need to work extremely hard for money, and you end up living a very sad life because you're doing a job every single day that you don't love. But because you grew up in a family that was telling you that a 9 to 5 is the way to go and you better not lose that job because, well, money is hard to find, this may have led you to create fears around venturing out in other different ways of making money. But Dr. Bruce Lipton says that we can reprogram our subconscious mind through repetition. So what I notice in this is that if you consistently and continually immerse yourself in other different ways of making money that are not the traditional, conventional 9 to 5, you'll find something that works for you. Through that trial and error, you can do so many things. So just constantly immerse yourself in any idea that your intuition gives you on how to make money. Don't be afraid, just continuously and continually try out different things. As long as they're not illegal and do not harm inanimate and animate matter, okay? So before you know it, you will start replacing that old programming with a new programming that actually works for you. Trick number 5. Understand the placebo effect. In 1996, 56 volunteers took part in a study to test out a new painkiller called Travarican. On each subject, one index finger was covered with the painkiller while the other was left untouched. Then they were both squeezed in painful clumps. The subjects reported that the index finger that was treated, hurt less than the untreated finger. This shouldn't be surprising, right? Except Travarican, the painkiller, was actually a fake concoction without any pain-relieving properties at all. So what made the subjects so sure that the dummy drug had worked? Well, The answer lies in the placebo effect. The placebo effect is an unexplained phenomenon where drugs, treatments, and therapies that are not supposed to have an effect and are fake miraculously make people feel better. Doctors have actually used the term placebo since the 1700s when they realized the ability of the fake drugs to improve people's symptoms. So you might be wondering, how is this so? Well, researchers think that if patients believe that the drug is real, their expectations of recovery do trigger physiological factors that improve their symptoms. This is why, as a child, after you stubbed your toe on a table, when your mother kissed it, making you believe that the kiss will heal the toe, you immediately felt better. But placebos don't always take the form of fake drugs. For example, placebo poison ivy causes real rashes. The mere fear of the side effects makes those effects more likely. So it turns out that our mental attitudes, our beliefs, and our expectations impact us greatly. For example, before I knew about the placebo effect, one night I experienced a very sharp pain in the left side of my stomach in the middle of the night. I was in so much pain and I didn't have any medicine in the house. I didn't know what to do. It was in the middle of the night. I couldn't call anyone. And in that moment of pain, I just remembered something I'd read in The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. The Power of Your Subconscious Mind by Joseph Murphy. I'm going to put the book here. And in the book, he was talking about the power of the mind to heal the body. So I remembered a particular page in the book where it was talking about how you can heal your body. So I just laid flat on my bed and I just started saying, I'm at peace, I'm at ease, my body is okay. I kept this up for a good 10 minutes and I kid you not, the pain dissipated. The pain left my body and I couldn't even explain what had happened. Just after a few minutes of me saying that I am okay, my body's okay, I'm at peace, my body's at ease. Just me saying that and believing it, because I had to believe it. Otherwise, there was nothing I could do. I was like, I believe that I'm going to be okay and I know I'm going to be okay. So I just kept on saying, telling myself that I'm at peace, my body's at peace, my body's at ease, and I'm okay. I kept it up over and over and over for about like a good 10 minutes, roughly, I think. And I was okay. So really, our beliefs and our expectations really impact us. That is how powerful the mind is. It's crazy. So ask yourself, what am I expecting? Because as we have seen, your expectations actually become reality. What you believe to be true and what you believe is going to happen in your life, how you believe your life is going to unfold, actually becomes a reality. So ask yourself, what are my life expectations? And if you do not like the answers that you come up with, change the script. Start expecting different things for your life. Trust me, it works. In conclusion to this video, regardless of what you have gone through up until this day, I want you to understand that you have the choice about how you begin to change that. Know that you have the power and take charge, take control of your life. And understand that at any given moment, you can choose to use positive words, create positive beliefs, and use positive language when you're talking to yourself and others. Start letting your mind work for you and not against you. And you'll begin to see a positive shift in your reality. I'll leave you with another of Napoleon Hill's quotes that I love. Your only limitations are those which you set in your mind. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and let me know in the comment section what you thought about it. I'll be interested to know. And please remember to subscribe to my channel, as that helps me out a lot. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.